Hello everybody, this is David Blair, the Crosshairs Trader. Thank you for joining me today, Tuesday. I trust that you're having a good week and we'll have a good day both in and outside the charts. What us Crosshairs Traders are watching are some areas of resistance which could allow us to have some rest in the market, which I believe we need in order to enter any new positions, add to current positions, or get out of winning trades. And us Crosshairs Traders have been watching several stocks lately, been in some bullish trades, and now waiting to see when the next move is going to take place. Of course, with earnings season, you're going to have every day a leadership stock post earnings either after the close or before the market the next day, and it could affect the market in one way or the other, depending upon how the market interprets that report, and we'll get to a few of those here in a minute. But let's take a look at the S&P futures. We can see here that I like to take a look at my weekly and my daily charts when I look at stocks, and right now we can see that the S&P futures are hitting a major moving average resistance. We haven't reached a price resistance from earlier in the year yet, back in April. But we can see that on the daily chart. We've had a nice run up. The market's tried to rest a little bit. It's gone higher, and now it's hitting that line of possible resistance, and you can see where it's done nothing for the last 3 or 4 days. So we're watching that, not necessarily as a reversal, but possibly as a pause. NASDAQ futures, a little bit different. They've busted out of some resistance level here that goes back to April of 08, and now it looks like we're going to come back and try to test that a little bit, and we can see that on the daily. Got an area here. Let's actually color this green now. This could possibly be a support area, not necessarily this line, but somewhere in here. If the market will show its hand and tell us it's going to continue to be strong by staying above this area, this breakout area in here, and continue to rise after some rest, then we can be more confident in some more bullish trades. Until then, it looks like we're going to go sideways for a little while, which again we need. You know, we've had a lot of earnings lately, and let's take a look at a few and realize in looking at them that the market has its own rationality. It creates its own logic. If you think that the stock market trades based on common sense logic, you're wrong. For instance, let's take a look. If you were to try to trade earnings based on the numbers, take a look at Halliburton. Halliburton yesterday beat earnings, and look at what it did. Gap down hard yesterday. Let's take a look at Google. Google beat earnings, and what did it do? Did it gap down? No. It gapped up, and then the next day, yesterday, continued to go higher, and it's hardly selling off today. Then we take a look, and they beat earnings. Take a look at IBM. Beat earnings handily, and what's it doing today? Gapping down. Apple beat earnings. Was down about $14. Now it's down about $5 at the time of this recording. But my point is, we trade, when we look at earnings, we trade the expectation and sell the result. In other words, we trade up into an earnings date. We don't trade through it, because you never know what it's going to do. Folks, these companies are wonderful companies. But just because they blow out the numbers or beat expectations doesn't mean the stock's going to continue to go up. A lot of times it'll sell off. A lot of times a company will miss earnings and it will go up. So there's no reason to sit back and try to guess or figure out why a stock does what it does pre-earnings or after earnings. That's just the way it is. That's the way the market is. Just watch the market. Pay attention to the charts. Don't trade through earnings. And you won't consider yourself a gambler. Okay, you'll consider yourself a good, disciplined, focused, and patient trader, which is what I teach in my seminars and webinars. Let's take a look at a few of the individual stocks that we've been watching and trading. FMX, all of these really need some rest and consolidation. Here's FMX. You can see we had a crosshair on a breakout. Call it a crossout. That sounds pretty good. Crosshair with a breakout, and now it's consolidating, which is no surprise. Let's take a look at a couple of more. BEAV, same thing. Had a nice breakout. Now it's consolidating. Again, no surprise. NSC, railroads that we've been looking at. Again, breaking out, now consolidating again. DBA, same thing, agricultural ETF. Had a nice crosshair on the breakout. Now it's trying to find some support. We've been talking about this in our crosshairs webinars, that it could go sideways, even come back down to this support level, and then find us an opportunity to trade it again or add to our positions if it doesn't break down. NLC, same thing, nice trending stock. Broke out. Continues to rise, but did pull back some this morning, kind of going sideways again. I know I sound like a broken record, just like the general market. CHKP's had a nice run, but needs to rest. And you can see that going on now. Had a nice breakout with a crosshair at the same time. High probability trade, and now it's pulling back. And let's see if it can rest in here and then have another run up. BEXP, same thing. We had a nice one on this one up to a resistance level right in here. And now look at what it's doing. It's pulling back, doing exactly what we'd like to see it do. Maybe in this breakout level here. Maybe this gap. If it can rest in here and then continue higher, we would have another opportunity with BEXP. So that's what we're looking at. We've got a couple of dozen stocks that we've been discussing in our weekly webinars as crosshairs traders. These are a few of them. These are the ones we've traded recently, and now we're watching them pull back. If the market continues to rise and show us that it's going to turn into a trending market instead of a consolidating market, then we have a lot of stocks to look at. If you'd like to have details about my premium services and joining us crosshairs traders, please email me at david@crosshairs.com. Got a lot of exciting things coming up. I'm getting ready to launch Crosshairs University starting in January. Enrollment will be taking place in the next couple of weeks, and you can get details from me, david@crosshairs.com. Would love to have you. In the meantime, have a wonderful day both in and outside the charts, and I'll see you next time in the crosshairs.